Hey everyone, welcome back, and today we're gonna be looking at all the updates we have for Battlefield 6 so far. So what you might notice is my editing getting a lot better. Reason for that is Battlefield 6 is coming out sooner than we might expect, and I'm gonna be talking this in my video. Now I want to thank you for subscribing, and anyway, we're gonna look into a few things right now. I already talked about release date a lot of times, but I had a lot of information about Battlefield 6. I never compiled it together, so I'm making this simple video so you can actually understand what Battlefield 6 is gonna be like. So, as they mentioned themselves, they basically made a Battlefield Bad Company 3 supposedly leaked, and they kind of scrapped it. They didn't really like how it was going, because it's really hard to make a Battlefield Bad Company 3 story that wouldn't be disappointing, right? So they thought it was too much work. You know, they had all the graphics ready. Well, it wasn't really ready, it was just kind of in development. And what they decided is to reskin this into Battlefield 6. Now, I think that would be very interesting to see how the story would actually work. We're definitely seeing a single-player campaign in a completely new setting, to be honest. It's not going to be tied anything like Battlefield Vietnam or Battlefield Bad Company 3 as people are expecting, but I think this is completely fine. If Battlefield 6 gets something new, not something like Firestorm or Battlefield 5, or... I mean, I love the Battlefield 5 campaign, I just did not think it was to par to what like Modern Warfare is getting right now, because that's some high budget stuff. So I do fully support EA in where they're going. I also fully support DICE for the game they're gonna be making, and that's why I have this channel. Now I definitely think there's a lot to look into, such as, you know, what will happen now? We'll probably see a modern setting, most likely. That's right, we're seeing a modern setting just like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, so there's multiple reasons for this. There's supposedly been a leaker that actually said that Battlefield 6 is going to be only in modern setting, it's not going to be in older games, and we can kind of expect this. The older games like, you know, Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 did not work out so great. Battlefield 5 was infested with hackers, and Battlefield 1 was kind of actually good, but it's just hits off on like Battlefield. You can't have huge tanks, you want huge explosions, can't have big levels of revolution, while in Battlefield 4 and 3 that was definitely possible, especially in Battlefield 4. Now they're gonna be trying to do something like Battlefield 4, most definitely, because Battlefield 4 was one of the biggest successes in their franchise. They're definitely gonna be working at it, and when are we gonna see something new before, you know, I definitely think from the Jack Frags video we saw is we're getting something new around June, around 30th of June, based on, you know, I made a video, so if you're an old subscriber, I basically made a video of what we could be potentially seeing in the next couple of months. So I'm definitely not gonna be surprised if we're gonna see something in March or February. Nothing much, just a snippet or sort of a teaser for the release date. But I think there's something big happening on June 30th, because DICE is known for, just like Valorant, working with big Battlefield creators, and right now Jack Frags is one of the biggest. He left a secret around there. On stream he basically said that he will let the viewers decide what it actually is, and it's really the last Battlefield 1 update, so we're not getting Battlefield 5 update, so we're not getting anything for Battlefield 5 anymore, which is fine. They didn't get a lot of players from that, they really couldn't do much, but the next thing we're getting is Battlefield 6, right? And Jack Frags is the first person they could work with while releasing something new, because the influencers are the new marketing. Who do you watch? Do you watch TV when you want to hear about Battlefield 6? No, you watch your favorite YouTuber. You watch your favorite Battlefield YouTuber, and that's exactly what this is. This is really smart marketing, and I guess 8 months is a long way from now, but most likely we're getting some news for Battlefield 6 pretty much sooner. Now, one thing they said in an interview is Levolution. They're gonna completely rework Levolution, and they're gonna make it a lot stronger. Levolution was a huge thing in Battlefield, even 5, but especially in Battlefield 4. Now, the weird thing about Battlefield 4 was it's kind of made it back in 2014, right, if I'm not mistaken. So in 2014, you were kind of limited with the mechanics you had. That's still 6 years ago. That's a long time. And they could only make Revolution based off one thing. So if this gets destroyed, do this. If this button is pressed, destroy this. And it just repeats itself. In Battlefield 6, what they can basically do is make different types of Revolution. Or even better, they can make projectiles drop randomly. Even Battlefield 1 had Revolution, some sort of form, when you had the big plane or the behemoth or whatever, or where you could destroy buildings. In Battlefield 5, you could just in my personal opinion, you could destroy stuff, but then you could rebuild it, so I don't really know what the point was. I didn't see a lot of people actually rebuilding these things. I still think there is a huge advantage to this. I mean, Battlefield 5 just hit differently. So Battlefield 6 is gonna be something like a reskin of Battlefield 4 with new multiplayer, so 128 players on PS5 and Xbox One Series X, and a few more things. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually got Battlefield Battle Royale, because why would they do a Battlefield Battle Royale? Like Firestorm didn't work. Well, the same thing actually happened with Call of Duty. Their Black Ops 3 Battle Royale did not work at all. Like, it did get kind of some traction. It just was kind of a test, right? To just see how Battlefield would work. I mean, how Call of Duty would work. But it did not really work out in the end. After they released Warzone, it became the hit they wanted. Same with Battlefield Firestorm. If Battlefield Firestorm doesn't work, it immediately lost all the players in the first month, which is fine. If it's a test, that's completely fine. The big issue with Battlefield 5 Firestorm is EA made the decision that Firestorm is not going to be free, it's going to be an add-on on Battlefield 5, and people didn't buy Battlefield 5 just for Firestorm. While Warzone was free, and you could buy Modern Warfare if you wanted. I think that's an amazing new marketing strategy that's definitely going to be seeing a lot of updates in the next few years. I guess for the new updates, well, I did listen to the interview, which I'm going to be linking down below, or you can find in my playlist. They basically did a Q&A with investors. Like DICE or EA did a Q&A. And what they said there basically is, that was about 4 months ago, is that Battlefield 6 is still in very early stages of development. They didn't actually say that, but they did not mention Battlefield at all. They mentioned NBA, they mentioned all of the other EA games, they mentioned Battlefront, they mentioned Battlefield 5, but nothing specific about the new Battlefield 6. So someone asked him about the new Battlefield franchise. Well, what he replied with is that Battlefield is in early stages and they're basically doing great. From what I could gather from that, it wasn't specific as that, because when you're telling investors something, you want to be as vague in terms as possible. You don't want to be saying, oh, this game is not ready yet, but he basically said the progress for the game is working out great. The game is still in base core, so in 7 months or 8 months or 9 months, if it's coming out in November, you can do a lot of things for that. You know, Battlefield 6 might be the game that either is really, really bad, which I seriously doubt by now by all the articles I looked at, or it will be seriously good. That's why they make time. Battlefield 5 was seriously rushed, and now they're reconsidering not doing this. I think there's a lot of potential to actually seeing Battlefield 6 being the next game that could dominate the Battlefield franchise again. I guess it's really hard to compete with Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is huge right now. But if you want to compete with a good game, you gotta make a good game itself, not 3-4 bad games, I guess. It would definitely be nice to see some sort of a content update. Now, Battlefield 6 is gonna be seeing new customizations and new weapons. There's also a theory that there's gonna be 5 to 6 man squads, because there's gonna be 128 players. You're not gonna have squads of like, you know, 40 squads, but 128 players is awesome. It's still gonna be 32 versus 32, I'm pretty sure, but there's gonna be, you know, the big conquest, the big map will feature 128 players. So just not to be mistaken, I'm gonna repeat this, we're most likely gonna see 32 versus 32 conquests, right? But the big conquest, the big maps that are widely skilled could be considered 64 versus 64. And I definitely think 64 players versus 64 players, because that's why people would buy the new consoles, would be a game changer, to be honest. Now PS5 and Xbox One Series X actually support that way. And I think this is a great addition to what you can actually see in Battlefield 6. Now, Battlefield 6, other than, well, the new weapons, the squad, a few more things, other than that is mostly speculation. And there's nothing wrong with that. Speculation is actually a great form of getting new content. They're keeping it pretty, hidden before, so the game isn't leaked or something like that, or people don't make wild theories, but this is what I could gather from, well, Battlefield 6 leaks. It's a reskin of Battlefield Bad Company 3, which is cancelled. We're going to be seeing some new form of Levolution. It's going to be set in modern setting, and a few more things. I guess, well, the squads are going to be slightly different, and as well, maybe, really maybe, we have a chance for Battle Royale. Now, one thing they were also testing is Battlefield 5 bots. So, or I guess it was Battlefield 1 bots, really. But this is just speculation. We could be seeing some sort of Battlefield bots, not really in the Battlefield. I doubt that's going to happen, but outside of the map, so it feels like more immersive. So imagine, outside of the map, so out of bounds, there could be some soldiers fighting as well. So it looks like a real Battlefield. I guess they have a very strong team right now, because what they did is stopped working on Battlefront and Battlefield 1. Now they can focus on the real stuff. Anyway, hopefully you let me know what you think of this. And this is Fatman signing out. Peace, guys. Oh yeah, and be sure to subscribe to Central. It helps me out a lot. We're growing so fast. Yeah, I guess this is it for this video. See ya.